Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Comic Book Club. I'm Alex.
I'm JT.
I am Pete.
PM.
We've got your audience questions for you guys today. You send them into twitter.com/comicbookalive.
Twitter.com.
Thank you for asking the questions. We're going to try to get to all of them. Let's see what happens.
Let's try it out.
Okay.
So I guess
Dinosaur Keith asks, yes, Pete?
don't send them to Gmail because we don't respond to those anymore.
Play cool.
Okay, you send a question to Gmail. I will write you back because they don't do anything for the show. Dinosaur Keith asks.
That's not true. I manage the Friendster account.
Dinosaur Keith asks, what are your guys' favorite series that don't sell a lot, and what would you do to fix that? For example, Secret Six.
Interesting. I love. Well, I mean, it's
That's the hard part. Is I find that a lot of comics, and I was talking to my friend about at DC today about
This is
this,
your friend, me.
and
He has other friends.
there's a lot of great comics that just for some reason don't catch on.
It's hard to find an audience. Rebels is one that I've been liking
That's
lately.
horrible.
Lock and Key is one that it could always sell.
They sell pretty good, right? Lock and Key does.
How do you know the answer to that?
Well, I assume it sounds pretty good.
I would say, actually, Incredible Hercules.
Yeah,
And I think they're doing the right things with it right now.
definitely.
They're doing crossovers, big crossover in the Marvel Universe, whatever that means.
Yeah.
They're using Agents of Atlas as a backup story, which I think will help sales a little bit. It'll bring some of the, obviously, Agents of Atlas needed help as well, but I think hopefully the two of them will boost each other.
I think
X Factor.
the problem is that a lot of these comics are geared towards kids, which is just a huge mistake.
Oh, jeez, really on his horse.
Wow.
C. Striker
That's
asks, what do you think about the new DV8 miniseries by Brian Wood?
I haven't been reading that.
That's very funny. Let's move on.
Oh, well, feel free to comment.
Well, I think my comments are very much well on the record about DV8.
What is?
Okay.
I think
What do you
the
think
new
of
Brian
DV8?
Wood series is always an event. Pick it up from Wildstorm.
You're a real dick. This guy over here, real dick.
What is TVA?
No, like this.
You guys.
Like this.
All right, so we gotta go check that
Brian
out.
Wood
We
is
gotta
one
go
of the
check
greatest
out.
creators of our time. Wildstorm publishes excellent comics. When the two of them come together, it is comic book magic.
Cool. We'll be on the jacket.
We haven't read it.
How can we
don't
miss
know.
it?
I'm sorry.
I love Brian Wood though also.
It's not out yet. It's coming out soon.
Oh, okay.
But you having fun?
Yeah. But I don't know, I'm just trying to cover up.
Nightmare Balla one asks, hey guys, I was just curious to know if DC did something like Dark Reign, who should have the Norman Osborn type role? Well, not to be a dick about it, but they
Lex
did do that.
Luthor.
Lex Luthor, when he was elected president of the Marvel, the DC, somebody else did.
Lex Luthor was president. What was this called? President Lex.
It
or
was
something?
called President Luthor.
Yeah.
And then it crossed over into Our Worlds at War, and then eventually they deposed him.
Alex, I wish you weren't such a dick about things like this.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They didn't make it a line-wide event. They just sort of occasionally mentioned it. You saw a button on a villain here and there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that big of a deal. I don't know what other villain could do it in a way that.
Man, they should do no villains, because I would say, I've been thinking about this a little bit, because obviously the Norman Osborn thing is a lot like the Lex Luthor thing. The fact that Lex Luthor was president of the United States, and now is like a wanted criminal running around underground, can you even imagine a scenario like that? Like, Jimmy Carter tries to blow up New York City, and then people are chasing him and hunting him down. It's like, oh man, Jimmy Carter went crazy again in his super suit and destroyed the Empire State Building. What would that world be like?
Yeah, that's
Good
crazy.
thing it's in the safety of comics.
Seriously, as much as they can ignore that and never do that again as possible.
Well, did you know that Lex Luthor was originally created as a Jimmy Carter analog?
That's why he talks about peanuts all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
We got a lot of Carter fans out there. Hello.
Ding! Alright, let's move on. Weta asks,
And the dog.
who are your favorite superhero and indie villains? Which I think is a very good question. I'm going to say Noble Causes. I'm a total sucker for Noble Causes. Love that title. Superheroes, soap opera, but way more soap opera than superheroes. Tons of fun.
Indie villain? Well, I gotta say Humanity in The Walking Dead. Makes really great animation.
Blew my mind. Wow.
In local, the main character, her own feelings of alienation, I think, are really nice.
Oh my god.
Pete, do you have an actual answer?
Really,
Holy
that's a
blank.
real answer. I actually think.
Well, it's a real stupid
This,
answer.
this is what kills me. I wish sometimes we had some time to think about this instead of on the spot.
You had all the time I was talking.
Yeah, I know. It's
Think
not
about
enough.
the
Booze.
stuff of things, your toys, the Toy Story story. It's gonna be the villains of that.
Well, no, that's actually
what's his name? The boy who blows up stuff.
Buzz Lightyear.
There was some
Is it Buzz Lightyear?
Buzz Lightyear. Woody.
proof. I'm trying to think. There's some good villains.
Oh,
I'm
just
trying
say
to think
proof. That's fine.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of what other indie books. I can't buy so many.
That's fine. Why don't you think about it? We're going to move on.
Good,
D.
good.
Walken asks, what would be your ideal creative team for one of those anti-drug insert comics that they see you later, Pete?
Yeah.
They sometimes put into books. I'm going to say Grant Morrison.
Wait, ideal writer?
Ideal creative team for one of those anti-drug insert comics they sometimes put into books.
No, you need to get a real druggie in there. Like Sam Keith. He had some real drug problems back in the 90s. Get him in there at his lowest, you know.
Or like
Bronson
Gail
Weird.
Simone, she's like always wasted.
Yeah.
Oh, come
Totally.
on.
Oh my god, it's nuts.
Totally.
No, she actually tweeted the other day. She was like, I've never drank anything ever.
Never?
Just for the record.
Gail, come over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want some warm Miller Lite? The asses of each one Miller Lite we have here?
Yeah, you having fun, Pete?
I'm digging
Crazy
through my
Mustang asks, what comic book should fans buy that they're not buying? That's kind of like the previous question, but
Certainly.
any follow-ups on that?
I always say Rebels. At least
No,
that's who it's right here in front of me.
Yeah.
Because that's been very good. A nice DC title.
You can say Jonah Hex, right?
Yeah, Jonah Hex is fantastic.
Nice.
And
I like to tell about my friend.
yeah, thanks.
Huh? Lone Ranger.
I would just like to say all the villains in Tiny Titans are hilarious.
Wait a
All
really
the villains of whatever was in my bag.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting towards the end of it. David A. Clark asks, with all this talk of restructuring Marvel and DC, what would you guys do if you were in charge of one of them? I would aim the missiles at the other and destroy it.
Finally, take down all those characters. Own Superman.
I don't know that I would want to be in charge of either one of them. I mean, not to avoid the question, but man,
That would be a lot
Dan
of
DiDio,
responsibility.
Joe Quesada, they take a lot of heat pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah,
every day, all
yeah.
day long. Dan DiDio, I mean, not Dan DiDio, but DC, I think, take them a little more into the future in terms of stop focusing so much on the Silver Age heroes, give real focus, let things grow a little bit more. The new Atom was great, the new Blue Beetle is great. I think they're giving them chances, but they got to give them a little more of a chance.
Yeah.
Even if it means a loss in the short term, I think it's going to be a gain in the long term.
Right.
So that would be my thing for DC.
For
The thing
Marvel,
is-
I would say that I would kind of let things breathe a little bit. Sometimes it feels like big event, big event, big event. Like really having a couple issues of like really letting the weight of everything that just happened kind of settle a little bit before it gets up into his next big issue. That probably doesn't help sell comics, but the people who are constantly buying, I think, would enjoy it and make it that much richer.
2 words. Polybag holograms. Good night, everybody.
There we go. Guys, thank you so much for sending in your questions.
everybody.
If you have a question for us, you can write us at comicbookclublive@gmail.com,
And Alex will answer.
twitter.com/comicbookclub. Yes, you do. Popcultureshock.com.
I answer too.
No, you don't.
Popcultureshock.com/CBClub,
That's
iTunes, Comic Book Club Live, where you can watch these episodes, full extended of this episode, most likely, I'm guessing. You can also review us. That would be nice. Pete.
Review
New York
us.
City, Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock, People's Improv Theater. We'd love to see it at our live show. It's a lot of fun. It's very interactive. And afterwards, we hang out and get beers.
Tiny Titans villains are also. Did you?
But it's great because they have the continuity, but done in such a fun kind of way. It's great.
Real giggle fest.
It is.
Real giggler.
That's one for the cover. Real giggle fest.
Happy to help.